Listen, the amount, if you see Neuroelectors, the amount of battle shock the Tyranids can actually just output now is, if you don't have good leadership, you're in trouble.
Yeah, good to know. So let's pick some winners here.
Let's do it. You pick first.
See, we actually don't have a rule that says we can't double up, or whatever. But we just don't. We just don't do it typically. This is a tough call because I know this is Australia is almost like a Shark Tank of skilled players and can come out of nowhere with any faction and take it down. I think and there's 5 Gene Stealers there. So shall leave it. I think I'm going to go Eldari with this one. Actually, no, Ynnari. I'm going to go with the Ynnari. I'm going the single Ynnari as podiuming.
Okay.
I don't know why you broke out Ynnari as a separate thing, because it's.
I actually was about to explain that too, because I knew when I was reading the list and it said Ynnari, I was like, okay, is it actually Ynnari? And I looked at it. He literally has Harlequins, Drukhari, and Eldari in it. So it is 100% Ynnari.
Yeah,
he has Yvrain. So like, it is actually.
Well, you have to have Yvrain. That's the only way you get Ynnari.
Yeah.
What's your pick?
I'm going Nids. That unending swarm is just beautiful. I just love that list.
It seems like a real pain to get through.
It is such a pain. To be fair, it's also a pain to play. Like it'll hurt your back. Hopefully, Billy's a young guy. He can handle this. Does a lot of back days at the gym, because that'll ruin you quick.
You gotta want it. You really do have to want it.
Gotta want it, yeah.
When you're in that situation, which also, I mean, it doesn't change the amount of times you have to touch your models, but it really does, like the time that you're standing hovering over the. Like I like to play Horde as well.
Well, the funny part is too, if you're like playing on a clock and you want to be that guy, fire a bullet at all the different Termagants to make him move, because he's gonna want to. Here, go ahead.
That actually comes down to, if you're going to play a list like that, you've got to know when not to do that. I mean, the discipline, goes both ways. You've got to know, when to hold them, when to fold them, or whatever, like that kind of stuff.
Yep. I got a pistol. I'm firing at him. You want to move? Like, I want to. The time it took you to make one roll, I have to move 20 models.
Oh, this is a part in the show where I should remind you that you could sponsor this segment if you want.
That's true.
And that's where we could be like, hey, your product is so cool that we use it and we talk about it, and you should as well. But this is the point where we'll also bring up the fact that we have a Patreon. I know we mentioned earlier is that there's a bunch of cool things that come with the Patreon stuff, but that's one of the ways you can show support for the show. If it is within your heart and your means and, whatever, we certainly invite you to come and check out our Patreon. It's like work goes into producing the show behind the scenes, getting the show published and all that stuff. And it's kind of like a little tip saying, hey, like what you're doing. We really appreciate it when you do that. It actually gives you a way to influence the segment that we have coming up, the next part of the show. It actually gives you access to a whole nother like 20 or 30 minute show where we go back and look at how we actually predicted or how the tournament shook out over the course of the weekend. It's like a bonus show that's only available to Patreon subscribers, and you can hang out and get Discord and tell us when we aren't live. So, there's a bunch of wins involved in taking advantage of that.
And we appreciate all the support, being here live, listening to us after the fact, being a patron. All of your support is greatly appreciated, guys. We love all of you.
Yep. And if that's just not something in the cards right now for you right now, please consider, giving us a thumbs up, subscribing if you haven't already, leaving us some 5-star reviews anywhere you hear this, because that's one of the ways, like a hassle-free way, that you can say what's up to the show, and it actually helps kind of fire off the algorithms to maybe get other people to come listen to us, and it means a whole lot.
Yeah, that's why we do this. We do this for you guys too. We enjoy it, but because you guys enjoy it, we enjoy it.
Yeah. So this is the part of the show that sometimes has very little to do with the Warhammer 40,000. This is the Pallet Cleanser. This is a segment we call the Fuego Rapido, to where we give ourselves 2 minutes to run down a series of topics. We've never seen these topics before. Well, I haven't anyway.
I haven't. I have not seen them.
And we don't know what they are until we come up. We give ourselves 2 minutes to give, some spicy fiery takes on whatever these topics might be. And as soon as that clock starts, we kick off the first topic. After it's done, we stop and move on to the next one. Never to return. Oh, I've wasted 5 seconds. Never to return to it again unless you subscribe to the Patreon. What your favorite fall baked treat?
Are you an apple crisp guy, Paul?
I need an apple crisp. It's actually pecan pie, like just
Pecan pie? Do you have like pecan tarts? Actually, they're pretty good too.
I mean, that's just small pies.
Is it? I guess it is. Is a tart
mean,
a small pie?
Look,
you just blew my mind. Is that actually
tiny desserts are actually one of my banes. Like I could be lured into lots of situations with small desserts. Like
that? Yeah, I can see that. Dorian says whiskey. You bake whiskey? I'm curious about that. Can you bake whiskey?
A whiskey toddy? You can heat up a whiskey drink. Yeah, a hot toddy with a little bit of whiskey
hot
involved.
toddy. Yeah, that's right. Huh. Wow. Man, my mind's getting blown today. And Thanksgiving is coming up for us Canadians this weekend. So
I also have like a confession to make. So I'm going through the grocery store getting some stuff or whatever, and I see this end cap, and the end cap is pumpkin pie encased almonds. So it's like an M&M, but it's a pumpkin pie flavor.
A pumpkin pie M&M. But
it's not incredible. An M&M.
But it's basically an M&M.
Basically an M&M.
And I love almond M&Ms, Paul.
And there's no price on it. Or I'm like, how bad could it be? I'll go ahead and get it. Let's just say I'm eating them one at a time and no more than one a day. That's awesome.
Oh my God! It sounds incredible though.
$10 bag of M&M almonds. It was
M&M pumpkin almonds. There's the new M&M pumpkin M&M pumpkin almond M&M. Can't say that. PAM&M. M&M. We got there.
Pumpkin pie or cinnamon apple pie?
This is easy for me.
What you call and why?
Oh, it's pumpkin pie all the way.
Okay.
There's something. Pumpkin pie to me is very juicy. It's succulent. It's sweet. It has everything. And like cinnamon apple pie is still good. I feel like I actually am not a huge fan of cinnamon. I think. I like cinnamon, but
yeah, I mean, I can see it. It could be too much sometimes.
Yeah, well, too much cinnamon is awful. You can definitely have too much cinnamon. You can't have too much pumpkin pie. That is, I think that's where I land on that. I do like apple pies too. I think actually I don't like textures of apple pie as much because it seems like I don't know if I'm eating an apple or a pie, and it confuses my taste buds sometimes. It confuses my mouth and my tongue and my teeth both know what to do, and I'll bite my tongue a bunch.
In this situation, I think I would go with the apple pie.
Really?
But I like a lot of apples. Like I don't like it to be too soupy in the pie. You know what I mean? Like I like to have a thick apple, almost like an apple cobbler, I guess, in a pie form.
Cobbler, yeah, okay.
Is my preferred type of apple pie, and I think I would eat that over a pumpkin pie. I'm not really a pumpkin pie guy.
But you're a pumpkin pie M&M guy.
Pumpkin pie almond, yeah. No, I like the pumpkin flavor. If I'm going to the dessert table and there's any of the things we've talked about so far, one is the hierarchy is like pecan pie is like high up there. Anything like a chocolate mousse related thing is going to be next, and then like we got to get down through a few check marks before I would go to a pumpkin pie, and apple pie would be hit there first.
Oh, okay. Pumpkin spice latte? Do you get those?
I don't, but I don't hate. That's what you like. That's what you like.
Okay.
What's the best fall Thanksgiving side dish?
See, I feel like this is where you can get creative because some families have like their own home dishes like that are passed down for generations, or your grandmother or your mother just invented, or your dad invented.
Yep, like sweet potato pie is one of those things that just gets passed down. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where it comes from in my family. I don't know who made it first, but it seems to always show up.
Is that something from like from Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Is that a Georgia thing? Because I feel like
It's
I
a
hear
southern
a
thing.
lot.
It's
Southern thing, yeah. Yeah, okay. So you
Yeah.
sweet potato pies? I don't think I've ever actually had that.
I mean, it's good. Sometimes you get it with some marshmallows on top that are caramelized and
Marshmallows.
stuff. I mean, it's but it's like a dish. It's not a dessert. I guess sweet potato pie would be.
Hmm.
I don't know. Well,
Oh, I like reading all
potato.
these comments in the chat here of people giving you stuffing at chili garlic bread. That sounds incredible. I have not had that.
That does sound
That
good.
sounds really good,
Yeah.
Dory.
You had me at bread. And then
You had me at bread. Bread's amazing. Garlic's amazing. Chili's amazing.
chili.
All that
Yeah,
together.
all
Are you
those
kidding
things.
me?
Awesome.
I do like stuffing has to be done right. I want like stuffing. I have to say because that's something I feel is ubiquitous with like getting turkey because you always get
Hmm.
like some kind of stuffing with it. My mom will make like this orange stuffing. She put like oranges in with it, and that's incredible. So like that kind of stuffing, if it's done right, is just the best.
Yeah.
Aside from that,
Potato-based dishes
that's I was
so
literally going there.
potato salad or mashed potatoes
I was
that's
saying there's a sweet potato pecan mashed sweet potato pecan dish that my sister makes.
that's probably what I was thinking about earlier when I said sweet
I
potato
think
pie.
it
Sweet
was.
potato casserole. That's what
Yeah,
I'm talking.
there we go. That's love it.
That's what I was talking. But yeah, I mean cream potatoes. That's what's up.
Cream potatoes.
I actually tried to run through all the different versions of how to say cream mashed potatoes because I know it's different per region. All right. Is there a best kind of apple, and what is it? You could put a line of apples in front of me, and I'm guessing at every one of them. I don't know what
Oh, come
A Fuji
on.
apple is. I don't know what a Golden Delicious is. I will eat them, and I like a crispy apple. I'll just say that I like a crispy apple.
Well, crispy apple is just a fresh apple, I think, isn't it?
I think there are some that are crispier than others. There's some that
Oh, so you
when you
can
bite
discriminate
in.
a little bit. You do know. You
Oh no,
do know
I like apples, but I'm just saying I couldn't pick them out of a lineup. Like if you gave me like 4 signs and said name these apples or whatever.
Oh, I couldn't name them, but I could definitely tell the difference. Okay, I see where you're going with that, though. I actually do go apple picking with my wife and son now. There's
Okay.
a local farm that actually has really good selection, so I do know some of these, and I do know my current favorite one. And you actually mentioned it, it's the Golden Delicious because
Because
I'm
it is
not.
both golden and delicious.
It's both golden and delicious. Like you can't go wrong. But I mean, I'm not a lot of apples like the Spartan, the Macintosh. Those are all. Yeah, see, I do actually know these. I don't like tart. Like I don't. I'm not. Like, not that I don't like it. I'm not into like the really really tart apples. You know what I
So
mean?
Joel in chat gets it. Said, yeah, the crisp one notes the red delicious one apples are softish. Yeah, it's
They're
like they.
soft flesh. Okay.
Well, it's like you're biting. It's got just a different texture. It's not like mushy or whatever. It's not
Okay.
as crisp as
Oh yeah.
you
Oh,
get that
I see what you're
that
saying.
that
Okay.
fuck. As you pull
Fuck.
the.
Yes, that sound effect
Right,
exactly. You are
away.
such a comic reader. That
It's
fuck. That's how you described it. The sour ones. Yeah, I think Dorian. I think the sour ones are like the tart ones. I like the delicious apples are soft
The world
flesh.
may never know.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So raking leaves or shoveling snow. What are you doing in the fall here? It's like
Well, I mean, we do both sometimes here.
I do. Look, I'm like I wait till the leaves fall down, all of them, and then I retrieve them with my lawnmower into the bag.
It's retrieved them. I feel like raking leaves is less strenuous.
Yeah, probably less hazard of falling down.
Unless your lawn is very unkempt, I guess.
Last year, one of those big like leaf piles like out of the out of a picture that you jump into, and
Yep.
sure enough we jumped into it. It's the first time we've done that in a long time.
So you could do that with snow too. When you get it all piled up the side of the driveway, you jump in there. I feel like it's less satisfying though. Jumping into a pile of leaves is definitely more satisfying.
Yeah.
But actually, the raking of leaves is only like the first part of it because you either gotta put it away with your lawnmower or put it into like a yard disposal bag, right? Oh, I guess some places that you can put it to the side of the street, and then they have a thing come by that sucks it up. Is that still a thing, or am I just thinking of something else?
Sounds very fancy. It's not here.
It is the thing, right? I'm not crazy. Okay, production's agreeing with me at least. I know it exists. Something that would exist, right? That seems real. But I think for me, it's raking, because I know when I rake, I won't have to do it for long.
Yeah.
When I shovel snow and when I do my driveway, I know I have to do it a lot.
So I guess about 5 or 6 years ago, we were getting heavy snows down here, and my wife bought a snow shovel, and now we don't get snow anymore. So
perfect. I mean, you know what? That's a great idea. I'm just gonna buy one.
So she's magic. That's.
Could she buy me one? I'll give you the money. Just buy me one.
That's right. Just wire it up.
Just wire it up, man. That works, right? Magic works through third-party distributors, I think.
That is a live chat, folks. Thanks for being patient with us, because we had some technical difficulties in the background, but hopefully this all pieces together and we're able to put out the show for you to listen to after the fact and not have the interruption. And it's not normal, but hey, that's technology, and this is a live show, and you got to be reminded. The universe has to remind you sometimes. You're doing live TV.
This is live TV. Yeah. Live TV. Adam didn't get to join us, but we did get joined by Mr. Nicholson from another one of his famous performances that's more suited to Adam with The Shining.
We will be back next week. Hopefully, we'll be back next week. If for some reason, let's say we happen to, keep your eyes peeled to our socials and this channel to see if we have to make any arrangements because we got some stuff going on next week.
Mm-hmm. Stuff's happening. There's a lot of stuff happening.
But we'll be back week after. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave us those 5-star reviews. It's been a pleasure tonight. We'll see y'all soon, everybody.
We'll see you next time.